minutes for the chat to fill up. But how are you guys? How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. It's Sunday, right? I think it's Sunday. Let's see. I pray all of you are doing well. I do hope everyone's good. I do hope everybody's good. This new moon's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. I have a lot of notes. There's a lot going on with this new moon. I have a lot of notes. I honestly feel like this new moon is posing a challenge. I always say I'm gonna wait and then I just talk. Notes, that's a good idea. Oh yeah, for those who are new, I do have people who do like to take notes. I also do have a lot of dates for this one, so you guys might want your notebook or you might want to take notes just for what's gonna be coming. I'm also gonna talk a little bit about May. And actually, you might want your notebook. I'm gonna be talking about some of what's going to be coming for the next few years as far as like economic and communal fluctuations and what to expect. Of course, with astrology, like I always say, it just shows you what the opportunities are. It's up to you what you want to do with it. Okay. This is going to be a little bit of a challenging new moon. There's a lot of energy that can really make us go to like, how do I say this? Really challenge ourselves as far as getting to a higher level of consciousness and all of that, and really up-leveling our own lives as well as the lives of others. But it's really up to us, right? It's really up to us to make that happen. If we don't make that happen, we could be in a really bad place. So it's like, oh, hey, Daddy from Northern Comfort Tarot. Everybody say hi. LMAO, it's going to be May. You know what's weird? I feel like I've been living in May. Isn't that like the weirdest thing? With all this timeline stuff, I feel like April's been non-existent. I feel like April's just been a void. And I was kind of feeling that even back in January and February when I was like trying to tap into like what's ahead. I was like, why does it feel like April's just like not there? And every time I try to like remember what day it is, or like I'm writing stuff down, I'm like, isn't it May? Oh, it's not May. Oh, let's see, you're awesome. I keep feeling ahead of time too, so strange. Yeah, it's weird. Like I really feel like April's this weird void space. May is gonna be interesting. May is gonna be really dynamic. Really dynamic. There's gonna be a lot going on in May, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a lot going on with this new moon. And before I get into any of this, I do want to preface with, I understand that some people are really struggling. I understand that other people are not struggling so much. I know everyone here does understand how to ride a frequency, right? How to choose a frequency, and then you use that frequency to create your reality, right? And eventually the timeline you're going to be writing. And a lot of people are in a lot of fear still right now. And writing that frequency of fear is not going to lead anybody to a good place. I know you guys already know that. I just really need to really say this because a lot of what I'm going to talk about is about the economy, is about well, actually more so the economy than COVID, and all of that. And I don't want people to, get triggered or anything like that. So I'm just prefacing this with, we really choose how we handle things. We really choose how we adapt to things, Wait, congrats on marriage. Oh, whoever got married, congratulations. Sorry, I was like, I was on my thing. Congratulations. Oh, is it Pocahontas? Oh, let's see. Oh, that's so cool. Congrats. Actually, this is going to be kind of a fun new moon to be married in, actually, to be a newlywed in. I'm a Scorpio lately. Everything has been spot on. All right, cool. No sound? Oh, maybe try going out and then coming back in if there's no sound. Let's see. Congratulations. Yay. Oh, that's so cool. But yeah, guys, I really want you guys to focus this new moon on really creating your own reality, how you want things to go for you and how you want things to go for the collective. Like I really want you to be very cognizant of what energy you're allowing yourself to be in. Oh, Keisha, thank you for the $10. Thank you. No problem. Oh, Empress Incorporated, thank you for the $9.99. I love you. Thank you for helping me on my healing journey. You're welcome. Brooke's in the house. Hey, Brooke. COVID can't stop love. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting new moon for like romance. Oh, 555 people in the chat. Been seeing that number everywhere. But we're about like 5 minutes in. So at the 5-minute mark, I'm going to get started. But yeah, guys, please be very aware of the energy you're choosing to be in, the energy you're surrounding yourself in, because this is going to be a new moon that really challenges that and really challenges our discipline when it comes to creating, innovating, and the reality we choose to be in. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this new moon is in Taurus, 3 degrees. It's on April 22nd, about 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be on the 23rd, depending on what part of the world you're in. So you know where you guys are at. So just do the time difference accordingly. Now, this new moon, like I said, is in Taurus. Taurus is about money, stability, the senses, and pleasure, and all of that in a very like tangible, physical way. That's what Taurus is about. During this new moon, we're going to have heightened senses. We're going to have a lot of focus on money, economic volatility, unfortunately, a lot of fluctuations in the currency as well. And we're going to have a lot of focus on creating stability and abundance in our environment and the physical, natural environment as well. Oh my God, my throat's already starting. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. My bad. Hold on. So that's the energy this new moon's bringing up. So when you set your intentions for the new moon, I know I have a lot of newbies watching me, so I'm gonna try to really hard to use like super basic lingo, excuse me. When new moon cycles come up, it's about new intentions, the new things you want to bring in, how you want to change aspects of your life in a different way. So the way you do that is first you look at your houses. So you pull up your natal chart, you look where your rising sign is, and where your rising sign is. My throat chakra has been so unhappy the last couple days. And where your rising sign is, it lists literally the houses and then the sign that it starts at with the degree that it starts at. So this one's at 3 degrees Taurus. And so where these houses start creates a range from that house to the next house. So just look to where 3 degrees Taurus falls in that house and focus your intention on that house. Very simple. And of course, keep it geared towards Taurian energy, money, stability, abundance, pleasure, feeling good, the senses, creating foundations, legacy, all of that stuff. Okay. Now, the key to this new moon, like I kind of mentioned already, because I couldn't help myself, I couldn't help but talk, is mastering balance of higher consciousness and higher dimensions and like metaphysical senses and anything in that realm, with implementing that to your benefit in your 3D existence. I know that's going to be quite a challenge, but that is the challenge of this new moon. Like everything going on with this new moon is going to be really making sure we're disciplined in that area. Okay. Now, also before I move further, I realized I didn't say this. If any of you send me super chats while I'm talking, I apologize if I miss it. I just don't like to get distracted. And this particular new moon has a lot of different components to it. So I'm trying to go slow so I don't miss anything. Excuse me. So if I don't answer your super chat or your message, I apologize in advance. I apologize. I also saw that someone said they're confused about how to look at houses. I explained it at the end of the full moon Virgo video. So go ahead and look at that one. I did a whole little, I drew out a chart and everything. It probably is a lot easier with like visual aids. It's hard to describe in words. It's way easier to just show it to you. So if you're really confused, go ahead at the end of this video and look at the end of that video. Okay. So let's move forward. So that's very general gist of what's going on with this new moon. Now there are 3 aspects that are playing big roles. We have Uranus that's conjunct with the new moon. When we have a new moon, the sun and the moon are on the same side. They're in the same house, right? So that's why they're like together, like if you had to draw it out symbolically. So Uranus is conjunct the new moon. We also have Uranus square Saturn. That's going to create some problems, okay? That's going to create some challenges. And then we have Mars trine Venus, which is actually going to bring a lot of like positive energy. I was really happy to see that because when I was going through all the aspects, I was like, oh shit. I was like, can we have an easy one right now? Can we get an easy one? So that aspect's actually going to help a lot. So let's get into the nitty gritty first with this, with Uranus conjunct the new moon. Wait, what? Problems? It's okay, Frost Winters. You know me, I'm going to get into it. It's just going to create challenges. Look at it that way. There's really no like bad shit that goes on in astrology. It's really just challenges, and challenges come up to help us grow, right? To help us grow, to help us learn. And when anything is square Saturn, it's a lot of like pressure to be disciplined about something. And you will be rewarded if you handle it properly. If you don't handle it properly, things might get a little fucked up. So it's really just a challenging time that's going to help all of us if we just handle it properly. Okay? All right. So you guys know how I am with my notes, and I got a lot of them. I label everything in sections. So this first section is about 3D disruption. The disruptions that we may be experiencing in our 3D reality, which is like, our existence with like the tangible shit and government and all of that. So those 2 aspects that I talked about briefly, Uranus square Saturn, and Uranus conjunct the new moon. All of these energies, by the way, are just Taurian and Aquarian. I have to say, almost all, they're just like Taurian and Aquarian, which is authority versus like rebellious energy. So already you can feel the tension with that, right? So we're going to see major fluctuations in the economy, in currency as well. We've already been experiencing that. We're going to be experiencing even more of that. Now, people who have unfortunately been unemployed or really struggling financially are really going to get hit hard by this. And that's also going to create a lot of like rebellious, agitated energy towards the patriarchy, towards restrictions that we have. We will also probably be getting more restrictions or even just feeling more restricted because Uranus is square Saturn, right? And Saturn is what? It's the master maker. It is discipline. It is focus. It creates restrictions so that we can grow from things. So things may feel challenging and we actually may have like tower moments and unexpected events come up because it's also aspecting Uranus, but it's all to help us grow. Okay, I want you guys to remember that. It's all to help us grow, even if something happens with your job, right? Or some kind of unexpected thing happens with your personal financial situation. And if you've unfortunately been struggling, you might feel the brunt of that, okay? But it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna allow us to grow. All right, let's see. What did it say? Saturn eats his babies. Only if we can't handle it. Only if we get unfocused, right? So let's see. God, I have so many notes here. I guess I really wanted to hit some points home. So if I sound repetitive, I apologize. So as we experience more economic disruption, we're going to see more people wanting to challenge that disruption and the powers that be. We're going to see more protests, most likely, especially for those who've been highly impacted, right, by their financial situation. We're also because of Mars trine Venus, which I'm going to get into later, we're actually going to have people congregating. We're going to get more people who want to deal with each other, who want to come together, who've got shared interests and all of that. So there's going to be people who are getting screwed, like majorly screwed in all of this. Those people might collaborate together, okay? They might collaborate together in the name of protest or in the name of just trying to fix things, right? We're probably going to see both come up. Also with Uranus, something to keep in mind is that Uranus tends to lean towards impulsivity, right? Taking a lot of risks. But because it's square Uranus, taking risks might not be the greatest time right now. Saturn likes you to focus. Saturn likes you to be disciplined. So if you go against that, you might get a little bit of like a smackdown from the spirit, universe, energy, what have you, whatever label you want to put on it. So while we're experiencing this like agitated energy, wanting to rebel, and we're going to be taking risks, people might unfortunately see unfortunate circumstances or unforeseen circumstances come up because of that. Even accidents might happen. We might see violent outbursts in reaction to people taking risks, in reaction to people kind of throwing their weight around and being a little rebellious, okay? So just keep that in mind. Like this new moon is really a balance of, okay, shit's not going good. Shit's kind of volatile. And I want to react out of fear. I want to impulsively do this. I want to lash out in anger. That's only going to bring bad shit to you, okay, in this new moon. I don't know another word for it. It's only going to bring bad shit to you in this new moon. Really important to stay reasonable, to stay rational, and to not overreact. Just don't overreact. We can't control a lot of things, right? So if we're having more volatility with our money, our economy, government, what have you, we can't control that. All we can do is adapt to it. So here's the lesson. Don't overreact, just adapt. Do not overreact right now. I swear, like this energy is really intense. Like just stay focused on your shit. Stay focused on your higher consciousness. Stay focused on adapting and staying grounded and staying calm, and you're going to be okay. All right. Let's see. What else do I have here? Oh yeah. Mercury is in Aries. So also keep that in mind. Okay. Mercury in Aries leans towards being a little blunt, right? A little impulsive as well. So please be mindful of that. People, you've already probably been seeing that, like people being a little like feisty, a little sassy. That's only going to intensify. And the people who do that are not going to exactly get what they want out of the situation. So just don't get mad. Don't overreact. Just stay calm. Okay. Someone's asking about houses. Hold on a second. How does Moon and Taurus affect the 7th house? Okay, so it's interesting. I used to like really talk a lot about that, and then people told me they didn't want to hear it. So for those who do want to hear that stuff about like degrees and houses and all of that, I'll save that for the end because I know some people don't want to hear it. So just remind me in case I forget, and I will talk about that. And I'll go through like the different aspects because there's really only 3 big ones, and most of it is like Taurian Aquarian energy. So it should be really quick and easy. All right, but remind me and I'll talk about it at the end. Andy, thanks for the $4.99. You've been immensely helpful and validating. I give thanks for the blessing you are to all of us. Oh my God, that's so sweet. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. All right, going back to focus. So the next aspect I wanted to talk about, I'm calling it the enhancer. So we have Jupiter conjunct Pluto. That was exact on the 4th on Portal Day. Interestingly enough, the new moon is also on a portal day on 4/22. I'm going to talk about that one at the end because that's actually a really important day. So with Jupiter conjunct Pluto, Jupiter is basically expanding what Pluto's doing, right? And what is Pluto doing? Dismantling Capricorn energy and physical manifestations of Capricorn energy, government, patriarchy, all of that stuff, right? And that's going to continue. Now, Pluto's actually retrograding in a few days. Like Pluto's retrograding, I think, on the 25th of April. So that's going to bring a lot of stuff to light. It's going to bring up more of like underbelly stuff of like government and shadow and all of that. So this aspect is also adding another component of really not being able to hide anything. Okay. So the government's not going to be able to hide anything. People aren't going to be able to hide anything. Also, we're going to have a lot of higher consciousness energy, which I'll talk about later. People aren't going to be able to hide shit right now. Okay, that's only going to be intensified. So what might happen is that we might actually see some secrets, hidden truths come out about government and how they've handled the situation, and what might have led to this situation, and anything else that's kind of underbelly that might come out, and I actually might enrage more people to like protest and really rebel. So we might also see some of that. You're going to feel this on an individual level. A lot of people have been feeling a lot of fear come up, and a lot of like deeply rooted fears. No coincidence. That's only going to intensify as well. So it's really important to face that. It's really important to face your own shadow, your own fears, your own insecurities, your own wounds, your own pain right now, because it's just going to intensify. So the more you like ignore the shit that's coming up for you, all your triggers, the more you're going to get smacked down by it as we move further into this energy. So just please pay mind to that. And of course, we're seeing that collectively as well, collective fear, collective panic, and all of that. Really seeing the dark side of humanity, that's also going to be intensifying, okay? Again, don't get scared by this. It's for the better. Honestly, it's good that all this shit comes out, because that's one of the reasons we're in this situation, is that a lot of this shit was hidden and repressed, right? So it's good that it's coming out right now. It's so weird how like the light is changing so drastically, like minute by minute by minute. Ema, thank you for the $9.99. I love watching you. So happy I found you. You're amazing. Thank you for all your insights and guidance. Oh, thank you. All right, guys. I can't get distracted. I really appreciate the super chats, but thank you. Tiffany, thank you for the $5. So that's something to know. Now, I want to talk about the following years. Okay. This is going to be very general. I haven't looked into all the aspects of every month for like the next like 7 years. I haven't done that. I've just looked at the big planetary shifts for the most part, okay? Which I'm really just talking mostly about Saturn and Pluto and Uranus. That's mostly what I'm talking about, okay? Ema, oh no, it's okay, Ema. I really do appreciate it. I get so distracted. So Saturn and the coming fluctuations. So a lot of you who've been with me for a while know that I've been talking about Saturn and what it's doing in 2020, right? And how that's related to the situation we're in now. Saturn for the rest of 2020 is going to be moving from Aquarius into Capricorn, right? Because it was going direct, and then it's going to be retrograding soon in May, along with Venus and Jupiter. I'll get into that later. So we went through that last degree of Capricorn, right? That happened in March. Yes, that happened. Like, I remember, I think I'm in May, so it's like time is like so weird. That happened back in March, and that was when the panic was at its height. The whole lockdown situation went into play when we were going through that last degree of Capricorn. And then we moved into Aquarius. So we're going to be in Aquarius for a while, and then it'll retrograde back into that last degree of Capricorn. And we're going to have a reflection period where this is where I feel like phase 2 of this reset awakening is going to be happening. And that's going to be July. Okay. Where we're in this last degree of Capricorn. The last degree of a sign with Saturn is like intensified. It's intense pressure on shadow aspects of that sign and positive aspects as well, but also the shadow aspects, which is why we were feeling so overly dominated, overly dominated and controlled, and feeling like the way we do things in our government is not going right, because Pluto's also dismantling that at the same time, with the pressure being on that. Anyway, moving forward. So Saturn's gonna be doing this dance between Capricorn and Aquarius for the rest of 2020. Saturn in Aquarius, again, brings that discipline and focus needed on Aquarian energy. And what is that? Innovation, community, higher consciousness, right? The more that we focus and discipline on these aspects, the more rewards and progress and repair we're going to be seeing in these areas. The less we focus on it, the more tumultuous and challenging and more shit's going to go down in these areas, making life just a little bit harder every time we like take focus off of that. We're going to feel that individually. We'll feel it on a collective level. Now in 2021, Saturn will be in Aquarius for most of the time. I think if not the entire time, if I'm not mistaken. That's where we're really going to feel this pressure. So since Saturn's been in Aquarius, we've also had this panic, right? This panic around, well, how do we fix things? Well, what's going to happen to the collective? What's going to happen to society? And we've also been having a lot of massive awakening energy and ascension energy, right? And the more focus we're putting on there, the easier this ride has been. So that pressure is going to be 2021. Yeah. So what we're feeling now, this is like a little prelude into what 2021 is really going to be about. But it's good because it's allowing us to get the game plan together. Remember, I was saying 2020 is going to be like making the business plan, and 2021 is going to be about trying to launch it, right? And then in launching it, we're focusing on it and we're already trying to get ahead of the problem, right? Or problems, put a little S on the end of that. Now, as we continue, Uranus is still in Taurus, which is relating to all the economic volatility and all of that, and currency reset, that sort of energy. So from 2021 up until 2023, 2024, we're going to be experiencing the continued dismantling, more picking apart, and more pulling apart of what we're used to with government and money, society, paradigms, all of that. That's going to continue to be getting dismantled. We're going to see more volatility in currency and fluctuations, but at the same time, because of Saturn and Uranus, we're going to still be very focused on trying to fix it while it's falling apart. Okay. And then from about 2024 to like 2026, 2027, Pluto is going to be in Aquarius. Uranus will still be in Taurus though. So while that's going on, that energy is going to allow us to anchor it in. Okay. So by 2027-ish, we're going to be in a place where, okay, shit's been weird. Shit's been very like tentative. We're going to feel like the 2020s have been super tentative. That's how it's going to feel. This next decade is going to feel tentative. We're going to see innovations be anchored into the system, innovations relating to the way we live, innovations relating to how we understand higher consciousness, how we understand the universe, how we understand the galaxy, and also how we understand community and communal living and what that looks like in a sustainable way. So around 2030 is when things are going to feel relatively smooth. So it's going to be a bumpy ride, but it's going to be a ride for sure. But yeah, the next couple years up until 2023, 2024, continued dismantling. And we're also going to be hard at work trying to fix it and trying to get ahead of it. And then we'll start to anchor it and then come in the years after that. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that so you guys get a little gist of kind of what's coming. 10 years, great. But like I said, it's phases, right? We're going into work mode. We're going into discipline mode of getting ahead of the problem. We're starting to think about it now. 2021, we'll be putting in a lot of action into it. Okay. And then by 2024, we'll be able to actually anchor it on a mass scale. And it takes time to do this kind of stuff. You know, it takes a lot of time to do this kind of stuff. All right. So positive effects of this new moon. I really wanted to put this section in here because this is where we have a lot of like the higher consciousness awakening energy coming up. And this is actually really cool. So actually, before I get into this, for those of you who are not aware, the Earth's magnetic shield has been declining. And at the same time, we have Schumann's resonance like really skyrocketing. So what that means is that we've been getting blasted with galactic energy. And I mean blasted like on a physical level. Even as I said that, my crown like all of a sudden went like, ah. We've been getting blasted with galactic energy. That's actually been aiding and supporting ascensions and awakenings and all of that. We've been feeling that on a very physical level. Now, this new moon is in Taurus, which is very physical. And it's also aspecting Uranus and Saturn in Aquarius, all of this very cerebral, higher consciousness. You could say galactic, because that's kind of where we're going with this, right? Kind of energy. So and Uranus is also bringing in unexpected events. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot of spontaneous awakenings. happening during this time. A lot. Okay. We're probably going to see this, come up in the mass collective. I don't know what else to call that group. Like, yes, they're asleep, but it's like, it is like most of the population. So we'll say mass. The mass collective, experiencing spontaneous awakenings. We're also going to see a lot of like Kundalini energy come up, Kundalini awakenings. We're going to see more physical symptoms from ascensions. So that's kind of not fun. Am I out of focus? What's going on here? Okay. I feel like I'm out of focus. Am I crazy? Are my eyes tricking me? Is technology tricking me, Uranus? Anyway, weird. Yeah, so the mass population is going to be having spontaneous awakenings, very quick, rude awakenings. And I say rude because you guys have been through it. Sometimes it could be a little traumatic. It can be a little intense. You might have already been experiencing this with people around you or your family and friends. Family's been really highlighted for people recently, and people who are like starting to take a lot of interest because they have the space to really realize like the truth of what's kind of going on, and the truth of like spiritually and consciously like what's going on. Anyway, so moving forward. So the physical symptoms of ascensions will be intensified. So if your crown's killing you, please cover your head. That's like one of my biggest tips that has like saved me through ascension processes. Like if your crown, if you feel like a hole is in your head, in your skull, or like something's cracking your head open, just cover your head. You're gonna feel a lot better. I promise you. You're gonna feel immensely better. Let's see, what else did I have to say about this? Yeah, this is gonna be really liberating for people if they surrender to it. Okay, so here's another interesting that might happen. If people don't surrender to this stuff, to surrender to these awakenings, these ascensions, if they fight it, they could have pretty bad ascension sickness, okay, if they fight it. And the physical symptoms might really hit them harder. So people might actually think they're sick when they're not sick. So we're gonna see more like inflated numbers of COVID because people think that they're sick, but they're really just ascending. So we might also see more of that. And we might see some unfortunate repercussions because of that. But honestly, guys, my thoughts on COVID, my thoughts on it. It's really more of an economic situation at this point, not necessarily a public health issue, but we don't need to go there. Okay, we don't need to go there. But for those who do accept it, who surrender to it, they're gonna feel really free. They're gonna feel liberated. They're gonna feel like they have all this clarity, this understanding in a period of time where things are really chaotic and really uncertain. So it's actually gonna help a lot of people if they go with the flow. Any resistance is just going, because of square Saturn and discipline and focus, any resistance is just going to be met with unfortunate circumstances, unfortunately. We're also going to see a lot more downloads coming in. Speed of downloads will be intensified. For those of us who already get a lot of downloads, at this point, for most of us, it's like streaming. Like, remember back when it was like, you got hit with information and it was like, oh, okay, thank you for that download. Now it's just kind of like a stream, like it's constant. Some people who are just waking up are obviously not there, right? They're getting there. But those of us who've been there, it's gonna be even faster. It's gonna be even faster. Like we're gonna have trouble keeping up with all of the information coming in. So try to like have a notebook on hand if you can. Try to have your phone handy if you can, to try and get things down. Interesting. I'm actually starting to think this might lead to a lot of like, I almost wanted to say quantum leaping, but I wanted to say time, that came out, but like I wanted to say timeline jumping. Okay, that's interesting. That's going to be interesting. There may be more developments with that as we get closer and deeper into this energy. There's something there. That was weird how that just came up. There's something there. Anyway, we're also going to see like more acceptance of exploring higher consciousness, just because so many people are going to be experiencing it. You might see even more terms or more of it talked about in mainstream media in the coming months. You might see more of that. It's interesting how like words are like falling into people's vocabulary. That is part of integrating and ascending. As more of us ascend, the collective just naturally does it, right? So that's also interesting how that's going to be happening. Share this energy with people around you. Like if you're getting downloads or you're going through an ascension, try to be around people who might not be going through it just yet. Talk about what you're going through. You might actually trigger people into an awakening, or you might actually trigger people into an ascension. It's going to be easier to do it this time because of all this higher consciousness energy, and the Schumann's resonance is really high right now. Like, we have been getting so blasted, even in the last few days. My crown is killing me as I'm talking about this, killing me as I'm talking about this. So that's kind of fun. That's really positive. All right. So this next section, you guys are going to find a lot of fun and enjoyment in this. So this is the Mars trine Venus aspect. Hold on a second. My throat's already dry. Oh, man. So Mars trine Venus. Trines are really positive. Trines bring in very harmonious, auspicious energy, a lot of positive, like, luck and fortune, honestly, come from trines. And this is Mars trine with Venus. Okay. So what is that? That's masculine and feminine energy basically working together, uniting in a way. So when I saw that, I got incredibly excited because we've kind of been needing that, right? The last few months, all of 2020 has been death of masculine energy, transformation of masculine energy, rebirthing masculine energy. And now Venus is in Gemini and is going to stay there till August. Like, feminine energy is like going into this period of time where feminine energy is almost ready for a break, right? Like, almost ready to, like, kind of take a back seat, reflect, recover, all of that. And when I say energy, I mean energy. I don't mean like gender. I mean that this is happening within all of us and happening amongst the collective, okay? Masculine energy is proactive, it's tactile, it's strategic, it's aggressive, it's that go, go, go kind of energy, right? While feminine energy is creative and intuitive and receptive. So that's the kind of energy I'm referring to. So masculine and feminine energies are in air signs. Masculine energy, I'm just saying masculine energy because it's Mars. Mars is in Aquarius, about 16 degrees. Venus is in Gemini, 15 degrees. So Aquarius energy, again, all of that higher consciousness energy, that innovation, all of that stuff that's like really at the forefront right now. And it's crazy now that I'm thinking even more about this as I'm talking about it. I have also been saying for the last few months how masculine energy is supposed to come in at the forefront of technology. I just realized, holy shit, Uranus Aquarius is technology. Oh my God, how could I not realize that? So we are still in the midst of the rebirthing of masculine energy. And with the support of feminine energy, we might really see a full-on rebirthing of that. And then we're going to see a lot of innovation with technology, as far as like technology amongst like currency, and like, which is probably going to be more like cryptocurrency. We're probably going to see a full-on support coming in to really implement cryptocurrency as like replacing the dollar. We might see that not this month, but in the coming months. We're going to start seeing seeds of that coming in even more. We're going to start seeing more like spiritual technology, like crystal technology. We're going to start seeing some of that. So I'm like, because my crown is so open, all of a sudden I'm getting information as I'm talking. So I just kind of want to get it out there. We're going to see more technology and advancements as far as like the environment too, because now the environment's had a break and we're also getting a break. I think that we're going to see more of a push for like, oh shit, like it's actually really easy to fix the earth. And we do have the technology for it. It's just a matter of like getting the corruption out of the way, which this energy is allowing us to do. Okay, anyway, that was like some crazy information that had to come out. Let me bring it back. This aspect is going to be great for integrating and balancing our own masculine, feminine energies within ourselves, which does help with getting aligned, right? And it does help with ascending and ascensions as well. It's going to be great for nurturing innovative ideas, aiding the collective situation for your own stability or an abundance, or for the stability and abundance you want to bring into the collective and society. Oh yeah, of course. And of course, for those in the counterpart situation, we might see more alignment with that. We might see some unions come in because of that, and at least like as far as like working together. But also something to keep in mind, we do have a lot of cerebral energy because we're in Aquarian energy. We also still have a lot of full moon Libra energy with us. It's going to start pittering out as we get closer to the full moon in Scorpio, which is May 7th. But a lot of the energy is about relationships and fixing stuff with people. And this aspect also leans towards romantic energy as well. So we might see some unions come about amongst counterparts and non-counterparts. We're going to see people coming together who have shared ideas, looking for support in numbers, and who have a shared cause. And like I said, Taurus is Venusian, leans towards romance and pleasure and we have full moon in Libra with us still, leans towards repairing relationships. Then we're going to go into full moon in Scorpio. You know what Scorpio is about. So, so yeah, we might see some great coming together with people, romantic and non-romantic situations. It's mostly going to be about fixing shit. The coming together is mostly going to be about getting things handled, right? And innovations. So those are all the aspects of this new moon. Okay. It was a lot. I know it's a lot, and I know it was a lot that needed to come out. And I know I talk really fast. A lot of people have said, you know, stop talking so fast. I can't. Sorry, it's just how I talk. You can always go back and rewatch. I do have dates written down that I thought would be beneficial for you guys to be aware of. Oh yeah, let's talk about the portal day for a minute. Now that we're into dates, I can like actually look at the chat a little bit more because I'm like, you know, I'm not so focused on getting every detail out. Let's see. WaterBaby, we love you and appreciate you sharing these messages with us. Y'all be sure to drop a like. Thank you, Brooke. Is it weird that I'm excited for Pluto retrograde? No, it's not. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for a little like scorpionic upheaval. The Scorpio be so excited. I'm so excited for the full moon in Scorpio. I'm so excited for Pluto retrograde. It's just like, yeah, bring this shit to light. Bring it out. Just bring more of it to the surface. Like, I'm so ready for that. Houses. Don't worry, Christina. I'm going to talk about it after I talk about the dates. I will. Okay, so this first date, April 22nd, which is the date of the new moon. It's also portal day, 4/22/2020. And it's interesting because it actually has a similar vibration to 4/4/2020. So you guys might feel very similar, like on that day that you did that on that portal day, or if anything significant happened, you might get like a little echo effect. So also like look back on April 4th and try to like figure out what was going on for you at the time. On April 4th, we had Jupiter conjunct Pluto exact. So we're gonna have a little bit more of that energy coming up for us on the 22nd. 22nd, the number 22, numerologically speaking, is also a master number. It's about self-mastery. So this is, and along with all the Saturn stuff with this new moon, again, a lot of this is about mastering your balance between masculine and feminine energy, mastering your balance between your 3D existence and your higher dimensional existence, mastering your shit. It's a lot about that. And if you are successful in doing that, if you really put a lot of time into trying, you're going to get rewards from that. Okay. It is also a day where Pluto's aspecting Chiron. Chiron, for those who don't know, is associated with wounding. We all have a Chiron in a certain like spot. So you can always like, you know, look and see like what Chiron is in. So for example, if your Chiron is in Cancer, you probably have a lot of wounding around family, or not feeling supported by family or loved by your family, or always having like tumultuous issues, like being accepted by your family. Just a little spiel on Chiron. So with Pluto aspecting Chiron, we're gonna have a lot of digging up, more digging up. It's like never ending, right? More digging up of our fears, our insecurities, our shadow, our wounds. A lot of energy is geared towards that with this new moon. But again, if you take it in stride and you face your shit and you handle your shit, you're going to be in a really good place. And you're probably going to be around people who have also done that, because you're going to attract that, and they're going to be in a really good place. If you resist any of this shit in this new moon, it's not going to go well. I cannot stress that enough. It's going to be so difficult for you. So please just try to roll with the punches and adapt and find the joy in life, okay? And ride that high vibe, okay? Now we have 4/25, April 25th is when Pluto retrogrades. So we talked a lot about that. I'm not gonna, beat a dead horse. You guys already know what Pluto retrograding does. Just so you guys know, it's going to retrograde through October when it goes direct. The post shadow actually stops on the 25th of January in 2021. So we're going to have a lot of this retrograde feel with Pluto for the rest of the year, but it's really going to be hardcore up until October. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Aura, I get migraines. Yes. Oh, I feel like I got a migraine right now. I'm gonna go cover my head after this. 4/27. So April 27th, Mercury goes into Taurus. This is going to make this energy feel a little nicer that we're sitting in, because with every new moon, full moon, we have 2 weeks of that energy, of intense that energy, and then it starts to pitter out. So this is gonna be what, like less than a week out, less than a week out, Mercury goes into Taurus. This is going to bring in rationality. It's going to bring in practicality, sensibility. It's going to help us be a little bit more grounded. It's going to help us be a little bit more stable, and also trying to understand what we want with our stability and our abundance and what makes us feel good, because Taurus is also about feeling good. All right. Oh, watch The Indulgence, by the way, just to quickly hit on that. Watch The Indulgence during this time. You might feel the need to really indulge in anything that makes you feel good on any level, okay? The OK channel, thank you for the $2. Saturn goes direct the end of September. Okay. Where was I? Okay, the 28th of April. So I wanted to just note this because it's just, again, just to like let you guys know. On the 28th of April, Uranus enters that pre-shadow retrograde energy, okay? Uranus retrogrades in August, and then in January 2021, it goes direct. And then a year from now, it finally like exits the post-shadow. So from now until a year from now, for the next year, we're gonna have this retrograde feel with Uranus. It's only gonna be retrograding from August and then the rest of 2020. But we're going to have the pre-shadow basically in a few days, and then the post-shadow ends a year from now. So again, that's relating more to like economic instability, fluctuations, and currency reset stuff. So again, also keep that in mind that it's really going to be the next year where this high volatility of economy is really going to be hitting us hard. Now on April 30th, Mercury in Taurus goes conjunct with Uranus. This is also going to be kind of nice because we're going to have breakthroughs in how we achieve our stability and how we help others achieve stability. We're going to have breakthroughs in those areas, and we're also going to be very firm in what we want. And we're not going to be like, no one's going to be able to sway us. Excuse me, I just spit. No one's going to be able to like dissuade us and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe that won't bring me abundance. Maybe that won't bring me happiness. Maybe that won't bring me stability. We're not going to be able to be talked out of our shit. Okay. And we're going to have breakthroughs in how we can achieve this. So along with all this crazy, chaotic, dismantling, volatile energy, we have a lot of innovation. We have a lot of creative energy coming online, and we should really use it. Like, we should really harness it. Please be productive during this time. I know it's easy to like not do much because we're at home. It's time to work. It's time to work. Okay. Now, I wanted to touch on May just a little bit, and then I'll get into the degrees as people have asked me to. Now with May, we have Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn going retrograde. Oh, you guys. Masla Tara, thank you for the $9.99. Morgan Light, thank you for the $3.99. So with May, we have Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn retrograding, and then the nodes are finally going to switch to Gemini and Sag. It's actually going to be really good. I feel a lot of positive energy for May. It is bringing a lot of change. It is bringing a lot of shifting. It's also bringing in a lot of reflection, but it's bringing in a lot of reflection so we can go on to the next phase. So we can go on to the next cycle. As the nodes switch, we're getting out of Capricorn and Cancer. This is all tropic, by the way. Getting out of Capricorn and Cancer. We've learned how to self-love. We did that. That was like all 2019, right? Excuse me. We've learned self-love. We've learned how to nurture ourselves and how to not be codependent. We've learned how to not be controlling and domineering and trying to get people to do what we want them to do and high expectations, all of that stuff. We've learned that now. Most of us have learned that. Now we're going into Gemini and Sag, where we're needing to learn interdependence and how to collaborate with each other, how to learn from each other and not how to like cut each other down. A lot of us here don't do that, but learning how to collaborate and work with people, that's kind of a big lesson for some people, right? Especially if you think about the whole collective where they haven't quite learned these lessons yet, right? A lot of us here are a little bit ahead of the curve, right? But it's going to be beautiful energy. People are going to be coming together. They're going to be coming together to create and to share ideas and to fix shit. Like, this is the start of that part of it. This is the start of the physical, social, let's make this shit happen part. So while we're having a lot of shifts, it's very positive. It's very positive. And if you meet anybody from this new moon up until May, they might be a very crucial part in what you have to do for the next 18 months. Or they might be a very crucial part in whatever it is you're creating or whatever it is you want to bring to the table. They don't have to be romantic. There's romantic energy there, but it doesn't have to be romantic. It can just be very like collaborative, okay? So just keep that in mind. May is going to be fun. Okay, now we can talk about degrees. I know this is like a really intense one, guys. I can feel your energies and I know I'm bombarding you with information, but I feel like this is very important information. So let's go back to these aspects really quick. So, okay. I know a lot of you are new or have trouble understanding how to read your chart. I guess I should just, okay. Yeah, I guess I should. I'll do another little class session like I did in the full moon Virgo video. All right, just give me a minute. Let me get my example up. Let's see. I apologize if my handwriting is not that great. Am I bad at Roman numerals? Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. And then we've got 12. And again, this is an example, so I'm just making it up on the fly. Oh shoot, oh, sorry, I missed a super chat. I can't see that on my phone. Atiana, thanks for the 222. Sun, wait, Sag, Sun, Gemini, Moon, Scorpio, Venus, and Ascending. Oh, I bet you're really fun. Michelle, thank you for the 444. Thank you for the lessons. No problem. I feel bad because people are really confused when I explain it. And I know visual aids, like I know some people when they saw the visual aid in the full moon Virgo, they're like, oh, it is just like she said, but it makes so much more sense to see it. Where was I? I'm like trying to remember like the order of things. Okay, just putting degree placements now. We'll do like, something like that. Actually, some of these degree placements might not make sense, but that's okay. We'll do 27. Yeah, we'll do 28. Okay. All right, so total example of a chart. Again, bear with me here on my handwriting and my numbers. So the first thing I want to mention, when you look at this chart, when you pull it up, because people have asked me this before, how could I be Cancer rising, but my second house also starts at Cancer? Because orbits are not circular. They're not even. They're elliptical. The universe is like this. Universe is like this. That's why. That's why they're not like, that's why it's not like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Like when you look it up, sometimes you'll have that where it's like Cancer rising, second house starts at Cancer. That's why, because it's not an even circle. It's elliptical, okay? That's like first issue addressed, because I know that's a big issue for some people. Now, when you're looking at your houses, we'll take the first aspect. We have Uranus conjunct the new moon. So the new moon, like I said, is at 3 degrees Taurus. So the intention you want to set for the new stuff in your life or the collective at large, you could also say new things that you want for the collective at large, might not be a bad idea for this new moon and what's going on right now. You look where 3 degree Taurus is. So you have your midhaven starts at Taurus 1 degree, and then you have your 11th house starting at Taurus 27 degrees. That is the range for your 10th house, from Taurus 1 degree to 27 degrees. So you want to set your new moon intention for your 10th house, for your midhaven, okay? So that's honestly how it works. That's how it works. Now, when it comes to like how and where like these aspects are going to affect you, Uranus is conjunct the new moon, right? And Uranus is at 6 degrees Taurus. So there's a lot of Taurian energy around that aspect. 3 degrees with the new moon, 6 degrees with Uranus. It becomes a range at that point. And I would put that between 1 and 6 degrees because it's energy, it's fluid, it's not linear. You can't just isolate, be like, you know, and I talk about this with like cusp energy because like people who are classically trained will say there's no such thing as a cusper. I disagree. Everyone's entitled to their own thought. I disagree with that just because you can't isolate energy. You can't You can't. It's all fluid, right? It's a spectrum of energy. So if you're looking at that aspect with Uranus conjunct the new moon and where it's going to affect you, I would look between like 1 and 8 degrees Taurus. I would keep it more to like the 6-3 degree range because that's where it's like really highlighted. But I go like 1 to 7, 1 to 8 degrees Taurus, and that would be the 10th house, where that's going to be really affected for you. And everything that we're talking about with that aspect was all about economic volatility. Okay. So where you might personally be experiencing it, oh shit. Whoever has this chart, I totally made this up, but if you have that in your chart, your 10th house, your career might be highly affected. Lilith, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Oh, no problem. What was the next one? Uranus square Saturn. So again, it could impact either of those houses for you, right? So Saturn's at 1 degree Aquarius, which on this chart would be here at the 6th house, because that range is Sag 10 degree to Aqua 5 degree. So it could be affecting this person's 6th house and 10th house because it's those aspects together. Okay. Oh God. Oh, I really hope nobody has this chart. 6th house is the house of losses. Oh my God. Okay. Oh Lordy. Make me think I should check I didn't check my own personal chart yet. Oh, I really hope no one has this actual chart. I really just made it up on the fly. But yeah, house of losses and the career house. Oh, ouch. Okay, moving forward. Now the fun one. Let's play with the fun one. So we have Mars trine Venus. Mars is at 16 degrees Aquarius. That is, where is that? 6, that's the 7th house. That would be fun. 7th house is the house of what? Marriage, relationships, right? All of that. So if that aspect is about meeting people, that could be a fun time. And then Venus in Gemini. Where's Gemini? Gemini 15 degrees. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, this chart is like not like, ignore the numbers. This chart is not accurate. Actually, hold on. We'll just change this number to have it make more sense. It would fall in the 12th house here, which is interesting because, yeah, actually, if any of you have this chart, you're in for a crazy ride. Totally made up chart though. Like this chart actually, like if I look at the numbers, the chart doesn't totally make sense, but I'm just giving you an example. Yeah, if you have Aquarius 16 degrees in the 7th house and Gemini 15 degrees in the 12th house, that's some fun, sexy time. Also some sexy dream time for sure. Wow. Probably doing a lot of like astral fun time, especially if you have a counterpart. Anyway, so that's how you do it. Okay. That's how you go about it. Let's see. Lisa, thank you for the $19.99. I'm sorry if I missed any of the other super chats. I was trying to stay focused on educating. Hold on. I agree they need to take their negative vibe and go. Uh-oh. Is there someone in here that shouldn't be in here? None of us would be late if this were a class. Hey, WaterBaby, love your channel. Appreciate your content. Thank you. Is this gonna be on the test? No tests. I don't believe in tests. Tests just, what a test really tests, just memory, memory capacity. I have all my Libra placements in the 12th house, so I'm part Pisces. No Taurus in my chart. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all have it somewhere. This is where it all falls. Like, we each have, this is going to be affecting our houses in some aspect, right? In some regard. I almost want to pull up my chart just like I can like see, because now I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should actually like look at this. Wait, can I even remember? Wait a minute. I don't know. I'm not going to blast my information out there. Not going to blast my info. I'll just do it after the video. But yeah, guys, so that's all the new moon stuff, the dates, aspect and energies to wonder about, think about what to expect for the coming years, what to expect for May. And then that little like crash course on how to see where these aspects are affecting you. Let's see. I like to dream about a specific 5'7" Scottish actor, please, universe. Hey, you can always manifest that. I've been very surprised at who I encounter in the other dimensions sometimes. While the new moon Aries and this new moon Taurus is affecting my first house, LOL, oh my God. Thank you. Hey, I feel you. My eighth house has like been so impacted by all this stuff. Like that's been hard. If your eighth house has been really impacted with all of this, um, you gotta like there's gonna be a lot of shit coming up to like have to face and deal with. Let's see. Thanks so much for your time and energy. Oh, no problem. Thanks, Brooke. Thanks for coming out. Gemini is my eighth house. I better buckle up. LOL. Love you. Thanks. I love you guys too. Hold on, shit. Wait, come back. Why would I dream this moment weeks ago? Because it's probably prophetic. Saw you in my dream the other day. Yeah, I'm a dream walker. I'm in people's dreams a lot. A lot. A lot. Do I look at houses like, hold on a second, like in the starting chart or the now chart? The now chart. I don't know what the now chart is. Oh, you mean like the natal? Like, so the charts when you look up your chart, usually you'll see like where the planets were when you were born, and then it'll show you all of your houses, which is based off your rising sign. And that's the chart you want to look at for this. Let's see. You've been in my mind too. Your example is my chart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Leslie. You're in for a ride, but you might have some fun time. You might have some fun flirty time. I would enjoy that. Let's see. Harry, thanks for the $5. Remember, guys, because there's going to be a lot of unexpected change coming up in our individual lives with this new moon. Whatever change comes up, just accept it, ride out the tower, and just adapt. It's happening for a reason, so just adapt. And honestly, guys, think about it. Like, would it really be cool if it was a boring new moon? It's not fun. Change can be fun. It brings in the new, right? It's a new moon. It's going to bring in change. Been feeling like I can pass dimensionally while awake, lately aware of both. So the house that have Taurus in 3 to 6 degrees will be highly affected. Yes. Yes. I'm starting to wonder which one that is for me. Why is it so hard to see my chart in my head? Oh. That might be my 12th house. I gotta check. I think I'm like right on the border or boundary. If you wrote a book all about chart reading, oh shit, come back. I'd buy it. Oh, well, thank you for telling me that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Yeah. Wait, did Danny say something? Did I miss it? Hold on. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize I was messing with the focus. My bad. I'm gearing up. I must have missed the comment. Wait, how do I go back down? Oh, there we go. You should totally do a video on your views on Vedic. I think both Vedic and Western work, but they're like different perspective. Yeah, I've studied Vedic for a little while and then I stopped. I have been curious about going back to it. I like Vedic. I do. I like it. And I like the different layers that it has to it and how it kind of like, because if you think about it, the nakshatras, it's basically like just another way of looking at degree placements. Like if you really think about it, it's almost like assigning degree placements assigned within the sign. Because the way the degree placements work, now you guys got me talking, I can't stop rambling. Because the way the degree placements work is like, let's take Scorpio, for example. Like Scorpio, 0 degrees to 29 degree in some minutes, right? It's basically like a range of strong, moderate, and light, right? Of strong S energy being in the forefront, like 0 to 9, 10, whatever. Then 11's like 19, and then you have the latter degrees like 20 to like the rest of the house, right? And if you think about it, it's like in Vedic, they have like the 3 nakshatras for each sign. It's like, so it is kind of like that, which I like. I think it's very interesting. I think it's fascinating. And like, it is interesting to me how I think people can be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like poo-poo other, that's what it is, like poo-poo other studies of astrology. I think we can learn a lot from like all the different forms of astrology. Like they all came from somewhere. They all come down to like a pattern of some kind. And I think they all have a lot to offer. And to be honest with you, I don't think either of them are 100% accurate because they're trying to measure energy, like trying to measure energy and give you an outcome. That's really hard to do because energy does whatever the hell it wants to do. Like energy can't be contained. It can't be finite. You can't like it's the nature of energy. So it's kind of fun to play with different studies that try to do that, right? To the best of their ability. I still don't think that any study is 100% accurate. I think there's a middle ground that we haven't found yet that can probably bring all of it together. Let's see. Come back, come back. Chastity, hey, thanks for the $5. Hey, WaterBaby, what's going on if my Taurus is in my 5th house? It's in 10 degrees, LOL. Also 2 placements in Gemini in 6th and 7th. I'm trying to figure out what you're asking me. What's going to happen if my Taurus is in the 5th house? What do you mean your Taurus? Like your 5th house starts at Taurus, or it's like all these Taurus placements are in your 5th house? Because 5th house will be dating. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Because the energy we're working with that relates to Taurus energy is about like volatility with money, economy, stability. So if you're dating anybody that actually you're dependent on financially or is dependent on you financially, I think there'd be a problem. Otherwise, I don't think it would be that much of a problem. Let's see, it's in, oh, well, 5th house is also projects. Oh, 5th house is also projects. Excuse me, kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Entertainment energies. Like if you worked in the entertainment industry, I would say a lot of volatility to come with your job and your career. But if you're working on any projects or trying to start a new project, you could experience some volatility there as far as like funding and things like that. And then let's see, 2 placements in Gemini in 6th and 7th. I guess I need more detail there. But guys, I've been on for almost an hour. Oh no, I have been on almost over an hour. Excuse me. Over an hour. Carmen, thank you for the $10. During my dreams, once you pinch the bridge of my nose. And we're like, wow, there's a lot of residual energy, I think. LOL, ever since I've released literally so much past trauma. Oh my God, well, I'm happy I helped you do that. I think that's kind of funny though, because I just got like the visual. Well, good, I'm glad you're releasing stuff. Did I miss any other ones? Hold on a second. Diana, thank you for the 1111. What does it mean when you smell something foul around the same time, almost every night around the same person? I feel like it's their negativity. So I just had a thought. And I can't say it because I feel like, no, I can say it. I'm just going to think of the best way to say it because I think it can come off rude. If it's a spiritual thing, it could be negative energy. It could be an entity, an energy around them, or they could just have some BO. Just saying. They could just have some BO. And if it's around the same time and every night, it might relate to their routine. Like if it's at night, their deodorant might wear off. It could realistically be that. So one or the other, but I'm actually more inclined to say it's a deodorant issue. Oh my God, is that $49.99? Javante, I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the $49.99. That's super freaking generous. Thank you. Guys, I gotta go. AEVI, thank you for the $13. Cap Sun Venus, Aries rising moon, Taurus, only in Chiron, been numb during the season, not bad at all, just numb. Well, I mean, it's not bad. It's not volatile, but I don't know, you might want to explore why you feel kind of numb there like that in that way. And you might want to explore that. Okay, you guys, I am at this last super chat I'm going to read and then I'm going to go. Camila, thank you for the $4.99. What about my early Taurus 6th house? So if you have like, again, Taurus, like in that early degree range in your 6th house, again, that's the house of loss. It's also the house of health. It's also the house of like routine, like everyday things. So depending on what's going on in your life, like how much any of that is dependent on your financial situation, you could feel some volatility there. You might actually feel like restless and kind of unstable in your day-to-day life is kind of actually what I'm getting with that. You might also feel the need to like decorate your home or like redecorate your home, like to make it more aesthetically appeasing, which might make you feel better, actually. Actually, I'm gonna give you that as advice. You might feel that urge to do it anyway, but it will make you feel a little bit more stable and not so crazy because things are gonna be very chaotic. And you know, if Taurus is ruling your 6th house, you're gonna want your everyday to feel stable and pleasant and get joy from that. And so changing anything in your home environment to accommodate that will help you. Okay, guys, but I am gonna go. I am gonna go now. I really appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much to my moderators who came out. I know Danny and Brooke were here. I don't know if Allie was here. I think I saw her. Maybe I imagined it. I don't know. But really, thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys found this insightful and helpful. And I'll see you guys soon. Okay? Namaste.